So, who wants to hear me talk about some boring statistics and numbers, all about housings and how many is sold and the dollar amount and all that stuff? Raise your hands, please. Okay. Who wants to know how much they can make money on either selling a house or how much it's going to cost them to buy a house in today's market? Stick around. I'll tell you all about it. Hi, I'm Marty, broker owner of Mr. Pombay Realty. When people ask me, how's the market doing? I think what they're really asking is, what is the value of my house? How much can I get for it? Before I go much further, let me explain. Today is not March, today is May 14th. And the statistics that I got from the Florida Realtors Association came out this week, May 11th. However, they only go back as far as March 2021. And then the stats for April 2021 won't be out for another couple of weeks yet. So the first statistic I want to look at would be the average sale price and median sale price. I know many of you think that they're the same thing, but they're not. The problem with average is if you lived in a neighborhood with $100,000 homes and somebody sold one for way higher or way lower, it's not going to be a true representative of what your neighborhood is. And the median is better as far as real estate stats go, because what they do is you take all your prices, sell prices, you line them all up from lowest to highest, and that one that's right in the middle, that would be the median. Let's take a look. So if you had the average of 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, 110, and 500, you would see that if you added them all up and divide by 5, that would show that the average in this case would be 176. But your typical sales price or a typical home value is 100,000. So 176 is not a representative of what your value would be. So you're better off using the median, where you line up all the prices, 80, 90, 100, 110, and 500. And that middle number, that would be the median. Now, how come somebody would have a $500,000 house near $100,000 houses? I don't know. I've seen it where people, buy in a lower price area and they overbuild. The other thing that could happen, you could be on the other end, is a very low house. Suppose the house sold for $5,000. Now, why would a house sell for $5,000, Marty? Well, suppose the house caught on fire and it was only a burned out shell. Maybe there's no walls, maybe there's no roof, there's nothing. It's just some cinder blocks and a vacant lot. So that would skew your average also. So median sale price is always the best. So if you're going to get a CMA from a realtor, or they're talking about what the prices are worth, make sure they're talking about the median prices and not the average. They'll also talk about average price per square foot sold. You want to go by median. Okay, so let's look at the median and average sale prices, what's sold in Palm Bay. Now remember, we're talking about single family homes only. We're not talking about townhouses or condos or manufactured homes. We're talking about single family homes only. And this is for Palm Bay. Just share the screen here. Oop. Now for month of March 2021, the average sale price was $242,000. And if we look over, now why doesn't that advance? There we go. Median for March was $232,000, about $10,000 difference. So the average sale price was skewed by $10,000 in this area. I looked at the county for March, and they were almost $60,000 difference in between sale price and median price. So if you have a typical home in Palm Bay, the median sale price is going anywhere between 225, 232, 235, and that would be a good ballpark estimate of what a median sale price is. for Palm Bay. Next thing I want to talk about is month's supply of inventory. This is the most important number or most important statistic you need to worry about. Why? Because it shows you how many homes we have available to sell. What is inventory? The inventory is the number of properties that are listed as active on the market or that they are on a contract. Those are called pending sales. So the month's supply of inventory is a number of months that would take for the current inventory, homes that are active, homes that are pending, the total inventory home. So it would be the number of months it would take for that inventory to be sold based on the current market conditions. Typically, a healthy average where it's not seller's market and not a buyer's market would be between 6 and 7 months of inventory. Anything like 8 months worth of inventory would be a buyer's market. The buyer would be more in control. If you look at the current month's supply of inventory, we are down to 0.9 months of inventory. That is dangerously low. There are not many houses available. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And the last indicator that I really think you should be concerned about would be the median time to contract. This means starting the date that the house goes listed on the market to the time that it goes under contract. This is how long it's going to be. We usually typically call that days on market, DOM, days on market. Some MLSs refer to days on market as being the time it goes on sale, listed, to the date it actually closes. So typically you have maybe 30, 45 days between the time it goes under contract to the time it closes, but they're calling that as days on market. We're only considered being active where it's available to be sold. I mean, if it's under contract, we can't buy it because somebody else has got the contract. So days on market in our indication, in our market, is time until it goes under contract. So right now, if you look at March of 2013, if you look at March of 2021, average days on market would be 7 days. Over the past year, I guess the highest would be 37 days, right about here back in June. I remember 10 years ago, the average was someplace like 80, 90 days before a house would close. That's when the market was the other way. It was a buyer's market. Let me stop sharing the screen. As I mentioned, with the very, very low inventory, it's caused a very crazy market. We have people out here who are making offers like from out of state, and they're making an offer on a house without even seeing it. Or they're making offers waiving all the contingencies. Like typically you have an inspection contingency where you can inspect the house first and get out of the contract. Right now, people are waiving that and say, no, we want to buy the house no matter what the condition of the house is, regardless of an inspection. Some are even waiving appraisals contingencies. This is where the lender will send out an appraiser to look at the house to make sure that the house is the right value, that they're not giving out too much money for a house that's not worth it. Suppose the house is being sold for $250 and the appraiser goes out and says it's only worth $230. Well, somebody's going to make up that difference, or else you're not going to get the loan. So some people are even waiving that appraisal contingency. It's causing a lot of problems. And from a buyer's point of view, it's pricing a lot of people out of the market. Some people can only afford to buy, X amount of house, and the prices keep going up, 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 and up. So you got to be careful. If you're a buyer, you have to have all your ducks lined up in a row. Make sure you have your pre-approval letter from your lender. This will enable you to jump quickly on a house because these houses are selling very, very fast. Like I showed you, the median sale price time is 7 days on the market. I mean, houses are going up and being sold within a week. That's crazy. Sometimes I've seen them sold even the same day. I don't know how they're doing it, but people are jumping on because they have all their paperwork and things ready to go. If you're a buyer, you also need to make sure you have enough money available, because you not only need your down payment and your closing costs, but sometimes you have to throw in extra money because sometimes the houses are going for over asking price. And from a seller, I mean, it's gravy for you right now because the prices are good, but you have to be careful also of getting offers that are too high. Like back with the appraisal, suppose you're selling your house for 250 and you got 10 offers and people are offering 275 for it. And the appraiser comes in and says, hell no, it's only worth 250. You don't want to waste time with a buyer that's way out of whack. Well, that's about it for boring statistics. I hope you stayed awake. And if you did stay awake, God bless you. Hit that subscribe button down below so you'll be notified of every time one of our weekly videos comes out. Thank you very much. Have a good one.